Premiere of the single by the Hebrew Boys, I Love the Bay. Welcome everybody, welcome all over the world. We are here with the Hebrew Boys and we have some questions that we want to ask tonight. It's the world premiere of their single, I Love the Bay. Yes, fellas, how y'all doing this evening?
Doing good, doing great. Good.
Man, I want to thank you so much for inviting us into your lair, your home. This is where it all happens, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
We're a basic ministry.
Yes, sir.
San Leandro, California, at the edge of East Oakland, California.
Yes, sir.
So I want to ask you all, the first question I want to ask you tonight is, why I Love the Bay? I mean, there's so many different songs you could have come out with, especially as a gospel hip-hop group. Why would you want to do something repping the community? Why I Love the Bay?
Well, God is love. God is love. You know, that's what He is. And so we wanted to make sure, instead of first just coming out, basically just preaching, the word, we want to let everybody know, the whole Bay Area, whether saved or unsaved, Jew or Gentile, churchgoer or thug, that the Lord loves you. That the Lord loves you, we love you, and ultimately we believe that if there's going to be a change in the Bay Area, it's going to stem from love.
Tell me, what's unique about the Bay? You know, you hear a lot of different rap artists and even movie stars and our TV shows are filmed here. And people talking about the Bay, the Bay, the Bay. I was born back east in New York City. Tell me, what is unique about this place that they call the Bay?
One thing I can say that's really unique about the Bay, we have a lot of trendsetters. I believe in the Bay, we start a lot of revolutions where you come like from the Black Panthers to the Bruce Lees to even the hippies, Harvey Milk. It goes on and on. Black Lives Matter. The gentleman Ryan Coogler, who even started and wrote the movie Black Panther. So I think the Bay is very versatile. And it's like one community in a sense, like with New York, where you have the boroughs, where you got like the 5 boroughs, the Brooklyn, the Bronx, but it's different boroughs. That's kind of similar how the Bay is, like Richmond, Oakland, Berkeley. It's kind of like back to back to back to back. So it's real tight knit in a sense. And it kind of reminds me of that. So yeah, it's like one big community in a sense.
One big community. I want to ask this gentleman, brother, answer that question for me. What's unique about the Bay?
I want to say, culture-wise, we're in the Bay. It's very everybody can voice how they feel or whatever culture they come from, and where it's very unique on how we can all get together, Latinos, whites, you name it. You can go to a certain neighborhood and you have all that in one place. You can go to different states and it's just one dominant race. And so that I think with the Bay, our culture wise is just off the chart, man. You can go to, for instance, you can go to the lake. You're gonna see every nationality at the lake. Everybody's having fun, they're barbecuing. They just, it's just a lot of love out there from all nationalities. So I want to say, culture-wise, it's really big, in the Bay.
We go dumb.
Yeah.
Explain it to me. What is
I'm gonna keep it real because I'm a little hood. It's like, man, the Bay go dumb. It's like, you know what I'm saying? We started the sideshow. So we do when I was a kid, I remember being 14 at my daddy's house in East Oakland with my brother Razak. I was probably 14. He took me to my first sideshow. It was at Eastmont Mall.
Crazy.
And this before they even had the speed bumps. It was just open. I never seen nothing like that in my life. It was like a drag race. Everybody doing donuts out the car. I was like, wow. So it's just kind of it's an energy out here that's undeniable in the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? We kind of made our own, because there wasn't a lot to do, I believe. So we kind of made our own thing with the sideshows, the Go Dumb, the Gold Teeth, the Dreadlocks. So that's what I mean, the trendsetters. It's kind of cool.
The trendsetters. So this is the home of the trendsetters.
Yes, sir.
Trendsetters.
So what I want to do is I want to go from left to right, and we didn't get your names. So there are people that I know looking at this back in New Jersey and Baltimore. maybe all over the world, because we have Facebook friends all over the world.
Yeah.
I want you to tell them your name and just briefly something that's unique about you. Your name and something that's unique about you.
My name is Mustafa, Pastor Boo, aka the Hood Priest. What's unique about me is I love the Lord. I'm gonna be honest, like I'm not just a churchgoer. Like I really, really, really have committed my life to Christ. Like I'm all in. And if Jesus don't work, then I don't even want to do it.
I would say,
Tell us your name first.
my name's Solomon. I go by like Solomon Abednego.
Yeah.
I was one of my rap names, 5-star. But I feel like what's really unique about me being really hood, coming from the hood, I think God has given me different gifts where I seen where I was able to talk to the mayor or work with kids or go to city council, but I can still go write my projects and fit right in and just chill out with all my old homeboys. So I just think the versatility, I thank God for that I can change different hats. I think that's one thing that's unique.
And my name is Jermaine. Most of my folks that's out there, my stack soldiers, what's going on? They call me Drizzle AD. And
Drizzle AD.
Drizzle AD. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. DOIZZOAD. And the name was given to me in the early 90s. I used to freestyle constantly. Like that's all I used to do. Before I was writing, I was freestyling on any kind of beat, And so one day, my boy, he was like, he called me Drizzle Mac. He said, that's gonna be on there. It was raining. We was in the car. We was thugging out. And he was like, Drizzle Mac, that's you right there, Drizzle Mac. And then, I was like, all right, that's cool. That's cool. I didn't have no rap name. Nobody gave me no name. It's kind of good to get your name from somebody else instead of you creating it yourself. And so later, about years down the line, when I actually started rapping, I remember my friend calling me Drizzle Mac. And then when I hooked up with this group called Funk Stalkers AD, then I became Drizzle AD, which means rain after death, or drizzle means a light mist. And so, I started using that name constantly, because I used to rap back in the days. I had CD out with JT the Bigger Figure, Cool Nut, countless artists that I had dealt with back then. And so everybody pretty much know me as Drizzle. But now the transformation done changed. 20 years later, I'm still Drizzle, but now I got the handle as Meshach, part of the Hebrew Boys. Once we collabed on the Hebrew Boys and became a group. We started studying and learning what was Hebrew Boys all about, and so I adopted the name Meshach. The history about Meshach, all as I know, is that, Meshach refused to bow to the gods, to the culture that was being forced upon them. And so, Meshach is basically a soldier that's standing up in the fire in the midst of all kind of, trials and tribulations, good and bad. But being protected by God, even though we still standing in the fire, but we dancing and we praising. And so now I carry on the name Meshach. So to all my peoples out there, I know y'all love Drizzle, but it's Drizzle Meshach AD.
Drizzle Meshach AD.
That's
the name, right?
That's what's up.
That's like saying, Church of God in Christ, Baptist of Pentecost. I'm joking.
That's it.
Yeah.
I want to leave from there to the name Hebrew Boys.
Yeah.
Now I know that Pastor Boo and I knew that Brother Solomon, 5-star. We're going to talk about why they might have called you 5-star back in the day a little later. But why Hebrew Boys? There's so many names you could have chosen. And people are going to look thinking, why? What is? So my brother talked about the significance of that, but for you two brothers, what is the significance of Hebrew boys?
Well, of course, because the Hebrew boys were 3 young men that refused to bow basically to false gods, false idol worship. Of course, understand that the king set up a huge golden statue, and at a certain time, he would play music, and this music he would want everybody to bow down. And you kind of can see that now these days and times. We have a lot of people bowing down to false idols. But these 3 young men, and I'll say down, 4 young men, said, we won't bow. We won't bow. No matter if it costs our life, no matter the cost, no matter what we have to sacrifice, Jesus is our God, and we want to stand on that. And we're not going to bow down to the things.
That's right.
And I think we have, being that with a lot of our past and our testimony, it strengthened us, but we don't have to bow. And we can stand to the end and proclaim that Jesus is Lord.
To kind of piggyback on that, I just feel like Hebrew boys remind me of just kind of like going against the grain, you know, going against the norm. I mean, I used to always say, don't be a follower, you know, be a leader. So the Hebrew boys, when I read that story, I was really touched by it because it was like they wasn't bowing. Everybody was going this way, but they was like, nah, we represent this. This is what we're doing. And I just really feel like that's a lot of my life, you know, just standing in the trenches, you know. And I think we all can relate to that, as even doing this type of rap, even transforming and doing this different type of thing. It's similar to the Hebrew boys, the whole hip-hop thing. So that's what's up.
I feel like it's a camaraderie, a brotherhood.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, know that the Hebrew boys. I mean, like Pastor Mustafa came at me. I don't want to say maybe about like 4 years ago. We had lunch at Denny's, and he was like, "Hey, I want you to be a part of this group with me, called the Hebrew Boys." You know, we just just chilling, eating. I'm like, all right, that sounds cool. We did a couple of songs with each other, and throughout that time, they were getting Hebrew boys. They were doing their thing. It was dope. I was sitting back like, wow, man, okay, when I'm gonna get in there? You know what I'm saying? When gonna be my turn? It was kind of like, like a double dutch or something. You know what I'm saying? I was being patient and waiting. You gotta understand that this really like glued. I mean, even though it was 4 years ago that he spoke about it to me, within this year, I mean, it just blew. Like, I mean, we've been doing real great songs. I mean, I didn't have the chance to go out to different churches and minister to people with the music that we've been making. All through Pastor Mustafa, man. God's hand is on Pastor Mustafa, big time. And it's just a blessing to be underneath that umbrella right there. And so the Hebrew boys is kind of like that. It's that umbrella of brotherly love, where it's we standing in the gap, for the kids, for the adults. The music that we want to make is going to be music that it's going to have a positive vibe in the household. It ain't gonna be, the ratchet music that the kids listen to now. And I got kids that listen to it. And so this is the reason why I do this music is to give them a different choice of music to listen to, Because we gotta understand, right? You got these guys, these companies, they making this music, it's for an adult ear, but kids are listening to it.
Amen. I want to just piggyback off what you said about the music industry. We understand that there are a lot of people in the music industry who are not genuine. I found out that there are a lot of rappers, they're called studio gangsters. They're called hip-hop actors. They're people that assume a certain persona because they realize that persona can sell records. They say, I'm from the street, but if they ever heard a gunshot, they wouldn't know what to do. So I know that you're promoting this music.